Fiber deep is not a must for distributed access architecture. You can deploy distributed without fiber deep. You can put remote PHY or remote MAC PHY in existing node location and still be able to offer DOCSIS 3.1 and different services and get benefit from a distributed access architecture. The same with the remote OLT and PON. But taking fiber deep and doing fiber deep actually has a lot more benefits. The first benefit is you limit the number of your group sizes. So now the service groups, which is a big thing in cable terms, is the number of customers that you serve out of a node. When you go fiber deep, now the service groups shrink more, and now you have 64 customers or 128 for customers that you're serving from a node, which now allows you to have much higher performance in the physical layer technologies too, whether it's DOCSIS 3.1 or DOCSIS 3.1 will perform better, will give you higher modulation when you're fiber deep, and DOCSIS and full duplex actually will not work without fiber deep. So huge benefits of using fiber deep in a DAA. But it's not a must. There are many MSOs that are going to do DAA without fiber deep. With DOCSIS 3.1, the requirement and the design does not require fiber deep. Many MSOs, again, will deploy DOCSIS 3.1 from existing nodes, existing architecture, but they won't necessarily get the best performance. You won't get the highest modulation possible to get the best bandwidth out of DOCSIS 3.1 if you are not fiber deep. Fiber deep will get you, 4K modulation, 4K qual modulation that you cannot achieve without fiber deep, which again reflects into higher performance. Ultimately, the MSOs have coax versus twisted pair, which has a lot more life providing broadband services. With full duplex, there'll be multi-gigabit symmetric. With DOCSIS 3.1, you have a gigabit today, so there's a lot of life. But ultimately, everybody knows, cable and telcos, that at the end of the day, fiber to the home will be the ultimate solution that everybody wants to get to. So fiber deep gets you one more step closer to that. When you bring fiber deep is really mean that you brought your nodes or your access devices to node +0, when there is no more amplifiers, no more active amplifiers, and you use the coax for the last drop. Fiber deep now brings your fiber within 1,000 feet or 500 feet from homes and end customers, which means when you want to do FTTH or when the time is right, you're now much closer to homes and much easier to migrate, and you can do it selectively. You can have a fiber deep solution, and from that location you can serve some homes on coax and keep them on coax and start picking on competitive areas or areas where you need to do FTTH or FTTP to the premise by utilizing that fiber that you brought in closer and closer. I mean, the telcos, for example, have been doing this for years. If you look at their strategy, they did, remote DSLAMs, then they came smaller with smaller devices, and now they're doing G.fast with even closer and closer to the homes, and they can easily put in fiber all the way to the home as they got closer and closer.